Hey guys, Crystal Grace here. Welcome back to another pick a card reading. This one is all about what's the tea on you. And funnily enough, we do have a crock plug that says that's the tea, sis. So, And anyway, so if you are new to this channel, welcome. If you're an existing viewer, thank you again so much for your support and obviously the love for the kitties. So we have 3 piles to choose from. We have pile number 1, we have pink kicks. Pile number 2, we have sunnies. And pile number 3, we have the teacup. So as you are off, the cats are in a very playful mood, so hopefully they don't ruin my setup here. But yeah, so we had some technical issues in the last reading, so hopefully that doesn't happen. I've chucked my AirPods in. I've no idea. Like, I was doing personal readings the other day and for a client, and my phone kept glitching out and just would not send the reading, so that was really awkward. But as I said to the client, returned her money, and I just said, sorry, I just don't believe I'm meant to give you a reading at this time. So sometimes when glitches like that can happen, it's never happened before, but I just kind of feel like maybe pile 2 was not meant to get their reading with that topic. So yeah, with that said, as you are picking from one of the piles, just a quick disclaimer. If a reading begins to trigger you and put you in like a downward spiral, please trust that the reading is not for you. It is for somebody else. I don't sit here and set the intentions to ruin your day ever, like ever. And so with that said, let's jump into it. Let's find out what's the tea on you at this point in time. So pile number 1, those of you who picked the kick, this is your reading. We'll just pull some charms and numbers. It's been a minute since we used these guys. So we have a hot air balloon, we have NT. I'm actually going to Northern Territory. Maybe this is my pile. We've got an angel, we've got a fairy, we have the number 3, we have a 9 or a 6. So well, this could have to be my pile. I'm 39. We have a Z and a C. So take that as it resonates. Girls. So yeah, and then naturally when I connect with this kick, some of you could live in Converse or trainers. Some of you may like running. Maybe you need to get a bit more active. For some of you, maybe you are doing too much activities as well. You might need to slow it down. Like the shoelace here is like, there seems to be like a cycle here. Some of you could be going through a cycle, like you get on the straight and narrow and then bam, like you sort of get off your path and it gets all like, I don't know, hectic, a bit wobbly, a bit shaky, a bit yee-hari. And then you sort of get back on a cycle. Now this could be like a yo-yo diet as well, is what I'm hearing. Some of you could be fluctuating in your weight. It's just trying to find that happy medium for you. Some of you could be trying to currently do. The movie Up is coming through here. Some of you may need to watch that, or maybe that's one of your favorite cartoon movies. Pretty cool movie. I feel like with the fairy charm here, like a lot of you may need to work with fairy magic here, or even angel magic, like calling upon your angels. Like obviously hot air balloons belong in the sky. So do angels. So there seems to be some affiliation here with maybe leaning on your higher power, maybe your higher knowledge, your higher wisdom, in order to make better decisions in this life. So with that said, let's get into it. And yes, I do still have the sniffles, which is even more weirder, but I've got hay fever from my cats. So yeah, the heavy breathing. I always get anxiety at the start of these videos, which is really strange, is what it is. But trying to find an antihistamine that works with allergies to cats is like there's lots of red tape here in Australia with medicine, and so they only give us the shittest stuff they can find in the world. And yeah, so if any of you have any suggestions, that would be great. Ugh. So yeah, I have to be a mouth breather and breathe through my mouth, so I'm really sorry about that, but YOLO. All right, let's find out. What's the tea on you? What are people talking about when you come up? Pile number 1. We will take reversals today. What's the tea on pile 1? I think people are getting tarot readings on you guys at this point in time. We have King of Swords ruling your energy. We'll go up for that one. Leading the energy of King of Swords. It's big energy. So we have Ace of Swords in reverse, Page of Wands, 10 of Swords, the Hierophant, the Chariot. Okay. I would have to say with the King of Swords, right? Very analytical energy. It's somebody who moves with purpose. It's somebody who's always moving towards goals, dreams, every action that they choose to follow through with, every decision that they choose to, every decision that they make is always stemming from a logical stance or an emotional stance. So I feel like what the tea is on you guys is that you are making very logical decisions at this point in your life, which is quite positive. I definitely feel like with the King of Swords here, people could see you or could be, I guess, talking about you as somebody who is quite serious about their future at this point in time. Like you're somebody who is trying to maybe get on the straight and narrow. You're somebody who is trying to better their future here. And I feel like with the Ace of Swords in reverse here, some people could be sort of coming at you from the angle that like you're being cutthroat. So like I feel like with that Ace of Swords in reverse, what the tea is like you're cutting certain people out of your life because of the decisions that you were choosing to move towards. Like maybe it's a career. It's very career driven. I feel like I'm surprised we don't see any pentacles here because I kind of feel like you guys might be have this newfound level of ambition towards something that requires you to tap into your intellect, to advance your intellect. So it could be studying or something like that. But I definitely feel like some tea around you at this point in time is like with the overall energies, your standards have risen. Like you have very high standards, and it could be like you have very high standards when it comes to surrounding yourself with certain people with intellectual like abilities. So I feel like the tea on you is you are dropping people that don't match your intellect, and you're only wanting to surround yourself with people who are as either smart as you or smarter, is sort of the vibe I get with that King of Swords. Because the King of Swords is also about integrity, and it's somebody being very disciplined as well. So I feel like you finally come to a crossroad and you're taking maybe the high road as opposed to like, I wouldn't say it's the low road, but like you are trying to put your best foot forward here with the King of Swords being like the overall vibe. Now, the tea also with the King of Swords is with this newfound sense of self here, people may be saying that you have turned it a little bit irrational, like you're becoming quite ruthless and maybe dishonest in how you're removing people from your life. And to be fair, if people have done the wrong thing by you, you owe them nothing. Especially when people like dish it out, but then they don't want to take it. So therefore, like in that sense, people could sort of be talking about you being really selfish and playing the victim, even though they're the ones who started it. They're the ones who started mistreating you. So it might have got to the point for a lot of you, you were like sort of trying to, I don't know, build a social tribe or something. Maybe it wasn't sort of progressing, so you decide to like invest your time and energy in something else, and now those people have got an issue with that because you're no longer like available, is sort of the vibe I would have to say. So yeah, the Ace of Swords here in reverse, what the T is that some of these people could be saying the reason why like friendships have dwindled or relationships have dwindled here is because of communication issues, or maybe it was clashing opinions. They could be saying you were failing to communicate with them, but in fact they were the ones leaving you unread, or like, so you're sort of giving these people a taste of their own medicine. I don't feel these people are saying it like that. I feel like they're trying to justify their bad behavior. You're probably mirroring their behavior. So they're trying to, like the T here is, people are wondering why they're not seeing you guys all together anymore. And the response is because there's been some kind of communication issue, or there's maybe some kind of clashing opinion which led you to some form of clouded judgment about their integrity of their friend, like what they like, their friendship towards you, I guess. So there's some kind of confusion here is what they're saying. You're confused with maybe their communication, or you're confused whether or not you want to pursue a friendship or a romantic connection with these people because you have clashing opinions. So based off that, they could also be saying like you're very opinionated too. Now with the Page of Wands, like, you know, it's such a playful energy, the Page of Wands, and it's definitely one that I feel is quite positive. If people, this comes out as the T, like I definitely feel like people describe you, or when they're talking about you, you're very extroverted, you're very fearless, and you're very like energetic, you're filled with fresh ideas, you're always pursuing new goals, new hobbies. You've always got some sort of new creative like hobby happening, and it's always doing well. Like if you just invest your time and energy into something, it always flourishes, is what I feel people are talking about at this time. They may even be discussing any short-term flings you've been having, like maybe you've been on again and off again with someone. Maybe that person is talking about it, maybe others are. But I definitely feel like there is tea around some kind of adventure in your love life. So I don't know if somebody wants to take you on an adventure, or people are talking about something that you're going to do that would involve somebody in your romantic life maybe. But yeah, I definitely feel like people are talking about like your hobbies and the level of excitement you have towards your hobbies with this Page of Wands here. Now the Ten of Swords sort of makes me feel like we're going back into this energy here, like these people, because the Ten of Swords talks about I guess somebody who's probably dealing, like she's got all the knives in her back, but you know, the facial expression here is sort of like not phased. So I don't know if people, what the T is like you're a person who's gone through or endured a lot of sadness, like a lot of grief. And so it's easy for you to come to terms with the inevitable end. So like you're so, I guess, experienced. I feel like maybe people, what they're talking about is like you've endured so many maybe tower moments, trials and tribulations, like your expectations of things working out is never really that high, is what I feel people are saying about you. Like you accept dead ends for what they are. Like you don't exert your energy any further than you have to. You kind of like cutting ties with people solely on the basis that you know when to give up. So I kind of feel like these people could be, what the T is like trying to justify their bad behavior, putting it back on you, but then sort of following through if like you're not the kind of person who works on trying to repair friendships or romantic connections because you're so burnt. I feel like you've already been like endured so much pain before, like you don't put in the effort. Once people burn you, you cut them off. There is sort of like no second chances, so to speak. And from there, I feel like they're talking about a level of bitterness that you have for people. You don't allow people to make errors in your life, is what they're saying. And that's because of this Ten of Swords energy. Like you're already a person who's been a victim so many times that you just naturally come to the acceptance that when people show you their spots, you just move on. Like you don't waste your time and you allow them to think whatever they want to think, is what I feel. Like she's not phased. She's like, whatever, you stab me in the back, cool. I've been stabbed in the back a billion times. Like what's another knife? That's sort of the vibe I'm picking up. So the Hierophant is very powerful energy. It's a very strong energy, you know, like the Hierophant would tell me like people could be talking about your higher wisdom knowledge, like, you know, and how you like to share knowledge. Because you have the King of Swords there leading your whole reading here, I would definitely say people see you as somebody who's very committed to learning and progressing in life. They may even be discussing like that you are a very traditional person, like you're a person who believes in marriage, you're a person who has high morals, high values, and you have certain beliefs that you won't budge on. So some of you could be affiliated with a very like a specific religion, like Catholic, Christianity, Buddhism, etc. With that, I kind of feel like with the Hierophant energy, the T on you at the moment is that you're a person who is very traditional. You have very traditional values. And if you are single, it could be the reason why you are single, is what they're saying, is because until you meet somebody who can match that energy, you're happy to just sort of focus on yourself, focus on your career here. Because the Hierophant is one that's heavily connected to institutions as well. So if you're recently signed up to an institution, so you could have recently gone back to school, you could be working in a really big organization where there's a lot involved in that job. Like there is a big emphasis here regarding an institution that you've recently connected with, or one that you're already connected to, which most of the time is more often than not a religion here. So it could be just talking about your spirituality, even if you're not connected to a specific religion, so to speak. But this guy looks quite wealthy, right? So, and he's got a lot of fruits and stuff like that, and he's got his little berry crown. So, and he's looking very like, looking at us very suspiciously. So I kind of feel like the T here with the Hierophant, people could be saying like, you are very judgmental towards people based on their beliefs, their morals and their values, what they bring to the table. I feel like the T on you is like you're somebody who always bears the fruit of their labor. You work really hard and you need to find people or align yourself with those sorts of people who are on that same page. So the positive of that, pile one, is like if you are trying to like do a clean out of like riffraff in your life, I would say it's working. Like you're inviting like people who are on the same level as you into your world, based off the fact that people are learning about what you represent, what you stand for here. And then to finish off your reading with the Chariot, look, this is one all about victory, right? But the victory only comes from overcoming loads of obstacles, people going out of their way to put challenges in front of you, and you know, the hard work you've put in to get to where you are today. What people are talking about is how successful you are today, and that success has not only come from you know, your intelligence here with the King of Swords, but it's because of your ambition, because of the willpower and the self-control you have and how focused you remain on your goals, on your dreams, on your future. So I do feel overall like people are very much in, like they're in awe of your skill set, your motivation, your determination to be a better self. And I think a lot of people may feel a sense of inferiority around you because they're not on this ambitious path. Like, so I would imagine when you sort of meet new people and you sort of talk about what you're doing, they might start feeling less than of, which it explains why you would want to be putting yourself around people who are either the same intelligence or on the same path as you, or more successful. And that's probably the best place or the best thing you could be doing, pile one, because when you're around people who don't have that level of ambition or courage or motivation, they will bring you down. Like, they will try and bring you down so you don't push yourself to achieve those goals, which I feel like you already know. But the Chariot is a good way to end this reading, 100%. But that is all I have for you guys. Let me know how you found that. And here's the cat, you little cutie. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, pile two, welcome to your reading. So we'll just grab some of these because it's been a while. We have a K. We've got a large dragonfly. We have a large anchor. We have an N, we have a Z, and we have a lizard. Okay. Sunnies. Rose-colored glasses is what we've got here. So I don't know if some of you are wearing rose-colored glasses. Maybe you've removed them. Maybe you've put them on. Sometimes, you know, doing life with rose-colored glasses on is a lot easier than taking them off. You could be a person who has a lot of different sunnies. Like every time you go to the shop, you always buy new sunglasses. Red could be your favorite color. Also, pink could be your favorite color, like a pale pink. Sunglasses are also, like, you know, strongly affiliated with summertime. So it could be summer where you are or entering summer. It is fucking winter here and it's grossy juicy. I'm getting very masculine energy from these sunnies as well, a lot of aggression as well. So I don't know if some of you are really pissed off right now. Like, you may have very good valid reasons to be pissed off, but like I'm feeling this intensity when I connect with the red on those sunnies. So it could even be like, you know, some kind of envy towards you, or maybe you are envious towards others at this time. Maybe some of you have recently had like a big blow up, like an argument with somebody. So let's find out what the T is on pile number 2. So with the 9 of Wands leading your energy into the reading in reverse. The Tower, 10 of Cups in reverse, 10 of Pentacles upright, 7 of Wands in reverse, Queen of Cups. Nine of Wands in reverse, overall energy, the T on you. Look, I don't know if like the overall vibe with these people who've connected with your energy, maybe people are like talking about you feeling very on the defense at the moment. Some of you could be really struggling in certain areas of your life. And maybe what people could be talking about is like, because obviously like what the T is there's a Tower moment. There's something like some kind of trial and tribulation you are encountering, which is what people are talking about. It could have something to do with your family. It could have something to do with inheritance. Some of you may should be receiving some kind of inheritance here, but there are family members getting involved here with the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. Seven of Wands would be saying like you're not setting boundaries in place with possibly a mother here or an auntie or feminine energy sort of trying to take away from you that it could be stepmom trying to take something away from you that shouldn't. That they shouldn't be taking away from you, because the Nine of Wands is a card that can talk about in the reversal somebody feeling really drained because of a failure that they're enduring or experiencing, and it's one that talks about one partner putting in more effort, okay? And I don't know, like, so there's sort of two energies going on here. Somebody's going through some kind of family feud here. Others of you, it's got to do with a relationship, I feel. But yeah, the overall energy with the Nine of Wands in reverse is like some of you, the T is like you have this level of stubbornness. You should be giving up on something that isn't worth your time. And for others of you, the T is like you're so stubborn you're not going to give up. Like you won't admit defeat here is sort of the vibe. They could even be talking about you refusing to compromise or people around you refusing to compromise with you. So take that as it resonates. So yeah, there's this heavy energy around this pile about fatigue, burnout, like some kind of struggle going on. And you being on the extreme defense of protecting whatever it is. So wherever you stand in this argument, I'd say the T is that you're being very stubborn. You don't believe you're in the wrong is sort of the overall vibe. So the Tower, the T in the Tower. Yeah, look, it's quite a heavy energy, and especially to be a hot topic. But yeah, I would say whatever sort of situation you are facing at the moment, whatever trauma you are experiencing, whatever like tragedy or disaster is happening in your life right now, it is the T for everyone. Everyone is talking about it. So you may have a lot of chaos in your life at the moment. It was some kind of unexpected change. The Tower indicates that is the T. People are talking about that. Now, I feel like with the Ten of Cups here, the T could be indicating like off the back end of the Tower that it's got to do with family, or for others of you, what they're talking about with the Ten of Cups in reverse is you're either in a rocky relationship. For some of you, you could be, and when I say rocky relationship, like there's some kind of domestic conflict happening between you and your lover or you and family members. So there's some kind of disconnection happening in your life. It could have to do with misaligned values, but I do feel for some of you, the disharmony being created in your family unit has got to do with money, with the Ten of Coins here, because this is all about security, stability, and inheritance, receiving some kind of monetary value because of, yeah, family money for some of you. So people are talking about that. Also, just another side note, for some of you, someone could be talking about there being a third party interference in your love life. And with the Queen of Cups here, it could be a mother-in-law or an ex. Okay, Shay. So then moving to the Ten of Pentacles. So if it's got nothing to do with the energy already coming through, I would have to say people are talking about the legacy maybe you're going to leave behind. Like maybe you're somebody who is, you know, taking those trials and tribulations you've endured in life and you're really turning it into like some kind of monetary success. So I don't know what that might mean. It could just mean like you going into counseling, sort of welfare work or something like that. Somebody could be talking about that. I feel also with the Ten of Pentacles, people are sort of talking about some kind of long-term security or stability that you've obtained. Now, I don't know if that's through some kind of level of inheritance. That's something that you have obtained through some kind of wealth, but it's traditional wealth. So traditional wealth normally means some form of inheritance here. It's has something to do with sort of privileged money, if I had to be brutally honest. Some people could be talking about you just being privileged, you know, that you've come from a very stable foundation, like the family home that you've been raised in was very wealthy. People are talking about that. So it's easy for you to have long-term security in this life because you were already like had this sort of privileged, stable life growing up. Okay. People could be talking about some new romantic adventure you're currently on, and maybe you are settling down with somebody. If that is new, excuse me, Boo. Really feel like I've got much else there for the Ten of Pentacles. The Seven of Wands, you know, in the reversal sort of gives me, sort of we're flipping back to the Ten of Cups, because the Seven of Wands can talk about somebody being in some kind of shaky relationship and somebody being, but more so being in denial that the relationship is broken or is like causing them to feel really overwhelmed and exhausted. It's a card that talks about needing to surrender when it's in the reversal. So there could be people talking about whether or not any of those scenarios coming through resonate, that maybe you need to surrender and admit defeat, or else you're going to end up with nothing. And accepting the fact that that circumstance, this relationship is like putting you under immense external pressure. So like if you don't give up and you keep going down this road, it's sort of like it's only going to exhaust you even more. It's only going to make you more overwhelmed than what you already are. So I'm really curious to know what's going on here, because there seems to be a lot of heavy energy. And with the Tower showing up, it's probably a lot worse than what's coming out in this reading. Like it's really traumatizing, right? So some of you could be in a domestic relationship or connected to somebody who's quite physically abusive, mentally or emotionally as well. So people could be talking about that. But yeah, I would have to say that they're talking about you not putting in the right boundaries. You don't have healthy boundaries put in place at the moment, dealing with either family or lovers here with the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups there. It could be family, like, because the Ten of Pentacles talks about family approval. So your family might approve your lover, but your lover might not approve your family. Something like that. And then finally, to finish off your reading, we have the Queen of Cups. So for some of you, the T here has got something like this card would be indicating, people would be talking about what kind of person you are. You know, you're very kind, you know, compassionate, you're a person who's very intuitive and calm. But based off like the other energy coming through here, I feel like people would be sort of talking about maybe you're like more supportive to those around you than they are to you. Like people are sort of maybe taking you for granted with the Seven of Wands here. Like if your boundaries are down and you don't have boundaries set in place and you're a Queen of Cups, people are going to walk all over you emotionally. You're easier to emotionally manipulate when you love. Okay, when you wear your heart on your sleeve is what they could be saying. For others of you, they could be talking about how you need to draw stronger boundaries when it comes to your love life. Like you're too open, like, you know, you're too loving, you're too giving, you're too caring. And because of that, you haven't drawn healthy boundaries in your love life. So you could have a toxic romantic suitor around you people are talking about. This person, they could be talking about being a very clingy kind of person, very controlling. And they could be talking about you being in sort of a fragile state. So you're allowing this person to sort of infiltrate your life without you even realizing that that's what's happening. Yeah, I feel like this person could be very sensitive and self-centered, and you're yet to discover that is sort of what I'm picking up here. So, but that is all I have for you guys. I hope you found that message well. Let me know down in the comments. I'll see you next time. Bye. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. Okay, that's the tea, sis. I actually feel you guys are really big on gossip. Like, I think you are people who might get shared lots of information. Like, people might like to come and tell you things. So we've got some glasses, very similar to pile number 2's crock plug. So you may have a message over there. I don't really say that much, but we have a 4-leaf clover. So we have some Irish people in the house. We've got a turtle, very slow moving energy. We do have some kind of like my pony character. We have a very majestic cat, and we have a starfish. So we've got some ocean lovers on this pile. Maybe some of you are swimming in the beach at the moment. Maybe got to go swim in the ocean, catch some waves and whatnot. But yeah, that's the tea, sis. So I kind of feel like you guys who have picked this pile, you're very like assertive, aggressive in a good way. Like, you're really put together. Like, you look the part. Your hair's always done. Like, your makeup's always done. You always look well dressed. Yeah. And I feel like you just, like, I'm hearing gossip girl. Like, I feel like you guys love the gossip. You love juicy gossip is what I'm picking up here. You might just love tea. You might just want all the tea. But like, Mean Girls is coming through. So I don't know if you're the mean girl or there are people around you who are the mean girl. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but like, there's nothing wrong with loving a bit of juicy gossip. Like, okay. But that's a big old cup of tea. So like, it's sort of like another energy. It's like you are happy to correct people when they're wrong. Like, that's the tea. You're like, well, they'll be like, well, no, this is what happened. You'll be like, no, this is what happened. And bam, that's it. There's like end of discussion. There's no more talking of this. So maybe you guys, it's not like you love the gossip, but you're happy to put people in their, correct people and their knowledge of their gossip, whatever they may have. So let's find out. What's the tea? What's the tea on pile 3? Just kind of looks like a cheerleader. 2, 4, 5. So with the 6 of coins leading your energy. Lots of 6s. 6 of Cups, 6 of Swords, Page of Cups, the Moon, and the Fool in reverse. What's going on here? Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Little cat. 6 of Coins. Yeah, okay. As the overall energy, what's the tea on you? You know this whole like vibe coming through, like go-getter, like straightforward, very abrupt. People could be sort of viewing you at the moment, somebody who's like very controlling. With the moon coming out, the moon's a very strong like psychic energy. So I don't know if like some people might be talking about your abuse of power when it comes to your psychic gifts here is, funnily enough, a random energy I'm picking up. Now, for others of you, if you've come out of some kind of abusive, and this is where I feel like pile 2 might come into play, because there was a little bit of those sorts of messages coming through, because the Six of Pentacles in reverse talks about somebody being with an abusive partner, like somebody who's really controlling, somebody who's being too generous, which leads their partner to becoming very controlling and using them, taking advantage of them, because you could be deemed too dependent on, you know, finding the right relationship here. So I don't know if that was an experience of your past, because we do have the Six of Cups coming up, which sort of gives me the impression, if you were dealing with somebody like that in the past, the tea on you at the moment is, why are you in this, like, why are you in the like headspace now that you are? And I feel like people are sort of saying, nah, the reason why like pile 3 is in their very boss energy is because of this person in their past. You know, their generosity was abused. There was a lot of inequality, unpaid debts, people owing them money, never paid them back. And now, you know, some of you could have even been extortioned. So I feel like the tea on you at the moment is people are trying to understand why you are what you are now. Like, why are you so forthcoming? Why are you happy to speak your mind, even though it might seem a bit out of, it might come across a bit inappropriate or unprofessional, something like that. And I feel like the main vibe here with the Six of Pentacles leading your energy is like people are talking about why you are very confident with who you are and why you're in this like I will take no shit sort of attitude is what I'm picking up. But yeah, like to have a couple of sixes here, well, it's not a couple, it's 3, you know, this is one that talks, the number that talks about relationships, but healing from toxic relationships. It's one about focusing on having harmonious relationships. You're very romantic and you're a person who's very much focused on having a successful relationship, and you're not going to stop and take anyone's bullshit in the interim until you find that. To have all 3 sixes, except for, so the only 6 we're missing is the 6 of Wands. Which, to be fair, like the 6 of Wands in a love reading, it's more like a wham bam thank you ma'am kind of energy, to be fair. So it's probably a good one not to have here based off the energy just coming through. So yeah, moving into the 6 of Cups in reverse, what's the tea on you? Look, for some of you, it could be the fact, like, you know, maybe this very headstrong persona that you have, people could be talking about that you are stuck in the past, like you're living in the past, like you need to forgive, and maybe you'll sort of go back to the way you were. But I'm a big believer, like if you were a certain way with people and that just led you down the path of being used and abused and like treated like a doormat, then you do need to make those changes to stop that. So I hopefully you understand that these messages aren't for you to turn back to your old ways and allow people to treat you wrong. It's hopefully to give you the confidence that, yeah, people are recognizing who you are and what you're going to put up with and what you won't put up with. For some of you, the tea with the 6 of Cups could be talking about you comparing past lovers to your current partners. So for some of you, that could be doing you a positive thing. It means that you identify red flags and go, nah, like this guy or this chick's not for me because he's just like, you know, Gary, who, you know, was toxic, fuck, whatever. And then for others of you, the tea could be like, past relationships are sort of holding you back because unless you let go, you're not going to be able to invite anybody new in. And I'm picking up sort of trust issues there. So it could be still fairly fresh, like you've recently just sort of let go of a toxic relationship. And I love that we've got the 6 of Swords here, because the 6 of Swords definitely sort of flows on. I feel like this is a very open conversation happening about you, because the 6 of Swords is sort of leading off the 6 of Cups, because it's a card that talks about somebody who is moving on. It's taking a little bit of time, but they are moving on from the drama, accepting the lessons for what they are. So this is one person's view of you, this is the next. It's like, well, no, pile 3 is actually transitioning from a life lesson. You know, they are moving on. It might be taking a little bit of time, but, you know, they are departing that experience and moving forward. You know, they are focusing on a brighter future. They are focusing on their healing. You know, some of you could be looking at reconciliation after having certain conflicts with people that may have only occurred because of this person in your life. So some people, that is the T on you. But I feel like the 6 of Swords is definitely a positive card. Like, people are understanding that, you know, you are in that 6 of Cups reversal energy, but at the same time you are focused on healing. And we saw that with, you know, the 3 sixes coming out in numerology. So the Page of Cups here in reverse, again, I kind of feel this conversation is happening between 2 people maybe. Because the Page of Cups is one that talks about emotional vulnerability when it's in reverse, and somebody being insecure because of the disappointments that they have endured, and because that you've dealt with a lot of emotionally immature partners. So again, it's not a very negative, I don't believe this is a negative what's the T on you, but I feel like what these people are sort of talking about is that you've been exposed to a lot of immaturity in your love life, like, which has created a lot of insecurities. You've probably, like, there's a T here in regards to you experiencing a lot of neglect. Now, for some of you, that could have stemmed from your parents. And for others of you, like, the disappointment that you've endured from romantic suitors has led you to feeling more insecure. And I think you're a great catch here, pile number 3. Like, you're very beautiful, you've got your shit together, so people can't understand why you're insecure. And maybe you're not insecure in any areas in your life except for your love life. So that's what people are sort of talking about. Your insecurity for maybe your beauty stems from being with very emotional, immature partners who were very neglectful to sort of show you your worth. You know, you probably were with a lot of partners who never give you a compliment, and that's because they're, you know, cunts, let's be honest. Anything else there? No, I think we're good there. So the moon, right? I kind of feel like with the moon, I don't know if people are sort of, the T on you is about some kind of vagueness here. Like, maybe they're trying to understand how you didn't see the deception being presented to you or exposed to you because of your instability and your insecurities about yourself. I think a lot of you are quite intuitive, and you can help your friends and your family members around you with your psychic abilities. But what people are talking about is you can't apply those same skills to your own life. So you have a lot of illusions maybe when it comes to your love life, because you might be quite biased when you tap into those skills, is what some people could be talking about. But I definitely feel like others of you, there are certain people around you that these people are talking about is like they are able to they feel like they're able to deceive you because you have some kind of insecurity or instability when it comes to your gifts, when it's around certain people. So this seems very off center to these other messages. So this is sort of more of an alert. Like, if you've got people around you who you think they are your good friends, just be mindful they could be creating an illusion, being quite deceptive. Your subconscious is trying to warn you about these people. These people are drawing upon your insecurities and your instability for you to not see their true colors, is the message I'm getting with the moon. So bear in mind, if we would apply that to what's the T here, I don't know if this is coming from your subconscious, so your higher self, or it's coming from the fact that there are people around you who are sort of talking about how you can be easily deceived because of you still going through this healing stage. So just be mindful of that. And then to finish your reading on the Fool in reverse, this would sort of indicate the T here has something to do with, I feel like coming off the moon there, like something to do with a naivety, like you being kind of gullible. You're easily distracted at the moment because you might be trying to overcome like a bad breakup. So just be mindful. There could be people around you in a toxic energy. These people are quite reckless. They're very careless. They could be getting you to dabble into very careless, reckless behavior and distracting you with really like toxic, like whether it's substance, partying or something like that, trying to distract you from something else that's going on. And I feel like the main thing that is going on for you guys is you trying to heal. So sometimes friends and family don't want us to heal because they then can't use us. So just be mindful of that is sort of what I'm picking up with the Fool. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. I hope you enjoyed that message. I'll see you next time. Bye.